On CBS 12 News at 6, a series of bills in Florida aim to defy the president's vaccine mandates are one step closer to becoming a law. We'll tell you what these laws will mean for businesses in our state.
Plus, a mother in Palm Beach Gardens is sharing her heartbreak this morning, posting a note about how her 14-year-old son lost his life. You'll hear from her.
And we've got rounds of rain later on today. I'm meteorologist Zach Covey. Will highlight out today's forecast through the weekend, which one day could be the rainiest, plus a look at that Thanksgiving travel forecast. That's coming up. You're watching CBS 12 News this morning.
You're watching CBS 12 News this morning.
The rain is returning to South Florida. Good morning, I'm Matt Lincoln.
I'm Ashley Glass, never stays away all that long. Let's go to Zach, time it out.
All right, and a good morning to you, Matt and Ashley. Good morning to everyone else as well at home. High pressure no longer firmly in control. It's actually quickly losing its grip on South Florida. It is still priming the atmosphere, though. We have a east to east-southeast wind, and this is spilling a lot of moisture on shore. Now, by far, the bulk of the moisture associated with an area of spin that is developed in the Gulf of Mexico, and that spin is working its way closer and closer to the state of Florida, and that's why we have widespread rainfall just offshore of, let's say, Sarasota, Fort Myers, Naples, back out through Everglades City. Now, with time, that moisture will slide our way. Storm track radar showing a little bit of rainfall along the Treasure Coast, but a lot of that is virga and not reaching the ground. So most of us this morning dealing with mostly cloudy to overcast skies. Temperatures are going to warm up. We'll approach the upper 70s by 9 a.m. with the lower 80s for daytime highs. We'll time out when the rain is likely to start falling and who is most likely to see over an inch of rain today alone. That's all coming up this hour. Guys.
All right, Zach, thank you. Take a look right now. On-time traffic here at 6:02, and our traffic tracker is rolling along southbound Australian Avenue in West Palm Beach. Not seeing any problems there. Well, this morning, the governor is expected to sign 4 bills aimed at preventing COVID-19 mandates in the state.
So the Republican-controlled legislature passed the bills that fight the Biden administration's vaccine mandates, all part of the special session in Tallahassee yesterday.
And here's what those bills would do. The first forces business owners to allow employees to opt out of mandatory vaccinations. Another keeps health records about vaccine opt-outs private. Another removes the state surgeon general's ability to require people to get a shot during a public health emergency. And the last bill creates a roadmap for the state to leave the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, known as OSHA, which is the federal agency that enforces the president's vaccine mandate.
Let's let Sam pick it up now from the live desk. She's been following the special session all week long. Sam, the bill on vaccine mandates is getting a lot of attention this morning.
Yeah, without a doubt, Matt and Ashley. The bill doesn't stop businesses from requiring the vaccine, but it does allow employees to opt out if they provide medical or religious reasons, proof of COVID immunity, or if they agree to weekly testing and wearing a mask. Now, what happens if businesses don't comply? Well, a business with less than 100 employees can face up to a $10,000 fine per violation, and larger businesses can face up to $50,000 in fines. Representative Erin Grahl from Vero Beach sponsored the bill, and she defended it on the House floor yesterday. Take a listen.
It's just mind-blowing most days to think that it is an acceptable position to hold that another person would get to make the healthcare decision about whether or not to be vaccinated.
On the other side, Democratic Representative Omari Hardy from West Palm Beach criticized these bills that he says will not help control the spread of COVID cases here in Florida.
You want to put cancer patients at risk. You want to put people with diabetes at risk. You want to put young babies who are not yet able to get vaccinated at risk. You want to put all number of people at risk because you don't want to get a shot. I know 5-year-olds braver than that. This isn't about freedom. It's about responsibility.
One thing to note here, these rules are not retroactive. So that means any business that has already been requiring vaccines won't be punished with these fines. Again, Governor DeSantis is expected to sign these bills into law later today. Matt.
All right, thank you very much, Sam. And right now, the federal vaccine mandate has been temporarily paused by an appeals court, and OSHA is not enforcing it. The state's new anti-mandate bill clearly clashes with the Biden administration's vaccine mandate, but attorney Glenn Torsivia tells us usually federal law outweighs state laws. He doesn't think this bill is going to stand.
Wherever it conflicts with federal law is going to control. I see it going down. I mean, I see it failing. I see it being overturned.
Again, we still have to see how the Biden administration's rule plays out in court and if this new anti-mandate bill makes its way to court as well.
It's 6:05 right now. Today, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration could authorize booster shots for all adults. Both Moderna and Pfizer have filed for emergency use authorization for its booster vaccines to be administered to those 18 years and older. CDC's vaccine committee has a meeting tomorrow to review the data on booster shots. Now, if both the FDA and the CDC sign off this week, booster shots for all adults could roll out as soon as this weekend.
6:06 is now the time, and this morning a memorial is growing near the home of a Palm Beach Gardens teen who was found dead after going for a bike ride. Police say they found 14-year-old Ryan Rogers' body and his bicycle near a sidewalk on Central Boulevard at the I-95 overpass in Palm Beach Gardens. And this morning we are hearing from his mother, Cindy Rogers. She posted this long message on Facebook saying that Ryan had been going on bike rides for a while now, and what happened this week was a tragic accident. She writes that Ryan, quote, lost control of his bike, flipping the bike and him. She goes on to say the injuries appeared to be severe enough to end his life. Right now, investigators are still waiting on an official autopsy report.
It's 6:07 this morning as we're getting you ready for the day, and it's been nearly 2 weeks since Brightline trains made a return in South Florida. And on the first day back, a grandmother and her 1-year-old grandchild were hit by a train in Pompano Beach. Really sad story. Well, officials say the grandmother tried to make a right turn but ended up on the tracks. She tried driving off the tracks, but the train slammed into the rear of her car. Both were hurt, taken to the hospital. They were released later that same day. They're going to be okay. President of Brightline says there were no issues with the warning system at that crossing, but as CBS 12 News has reported before, the train system has a track record of dangerous and deadly incidents. Our Madeline Montgomery joins us now live at the West Palm Beach Brightline station. So, Maddie, what changes is Brightline making now to keep riders safe from any future accidents?
Ashley, the good news is so far since they reopened last week, there have been no fatalities, but they still have that tarnished reputation. And there are even first responders who call them the bloodline because of the fatalities that they've had to go and clean up as a result of either person versus train or car versus train. And Brightline is hoping that all of this new technology that they've invested in is going to change that solution.
While a new app, car service, and even refreshments are being highlighted by Brightline after reopening from a COVID-induced hiatus, the railroad company also spent millions with safety in mind.
Spent about $10 million on fencing, on landscaping, on warning signs. We've got ambassadors at crossings.
All a response to more than 40 people killed along the train's 70-mile railroad between 2018 and 2020. The service is dubbed the nation's deadliest railroad based on rate of deaths per mile. One of the new ways Brightline is working to prevent more deaths actually delayed the train ride I took last week with photojournalist Branson Dillon. Conductors are using drone technology to look for cars or people on the railroad before the train gets going.
Gates are going down and the bells are ringing and the lights are flashing. Stop and wait. What it only takes is about a minute and a half to get through the crossing.
The railroad company is also teaming up with GPS systems to warn drivers about where trains are crossing, something not all phone maps have picked up on yet.
We did a deal with Waze where Waze now identifies active railroad crossings. We're doing red light cameras at some of the grade crossings.
Hopefully meaning the reopening and expansion of the railroad can have a safer reputation.
Again, Brightline is putting in all this money for safety, but according to people who have investigated the fatalities, none of them have been the train's fault per se. It's never been an error with the people working on the train, nor has it been a technical error on the train's side. In fact, 75% of those fatalities were suicides or they were connected with drugs or alcohol use. And so Brightline is giving money and teaming up with organizations who put out an anti-suicide message. Reporting live in West Palm Beach, Beach. Madeline Montgomery, CBS 12 News.
All right, Maddie, a little more here about Brightline. Brightline has services between its Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and West Palm Beach stations. And right now they have some promos going. Passengers who download and create an account on the new Brightline app will get their first ride free through December. And Brightline says they plan to expand services to Boca Raton, Aventura, and Orlando by 2022.
Well, 6:10, the blame game continues, and there's a new contestant in the Champlain Towers collapse. Now the ownership of a nearby condo is being sued. We'll lay out the new claims and see how they stack up against the investigation coming up in 3 minutes.
Let's take a quick peek outside of Juno Beach as it's starting to get bright out there. Good morning, friends in Juno. We're coming right back.